Stand on this island today and you'll find sand, sea oats, and wild horses. Nothing else. No roads, no houses, no people. But 125 years ago, 500 Americans called this exact patch of sand home. Then, in one August night, it disappeared. Not the people, the town itself. This is Shackelford Banks, a 9-mile ribbon of sand off the coast of North Carolina. Today, it belongs only to wild horses and the tide. But in the 1800s, it held one of the busiest whaling communities on the entire East Coast. Its name was Diamond City, and its ending is one of the strangest and most human disaster stories in American history. Not a story of people who died and vanished, a story of a town that packed itself up, floated across the water, and simply stopped existing.
Relaxed. Diamond City sat on the eastern tip of Shackelford Banks, close to the black and white diamond pattern painted on the Cape Lookout lighthouse. That pattern gave the town its name. By the 1870s, whaling had turned this stretch of sand into something remarkable. Local families, known as K-bankers, a nickname born from the word Cape, hunted whales from small wooden boats launched straight off the beach. Whale oil lit lamps across the country. Whale bone shaped corsets and buggy whips. For a small barrier island community, Diamond City had real economic power.
By 1895, close to 500 people lived there. Wooden homes lined narrow sand paths. Children ran barefoot past drying nets. Churches held services every Sunday. A school taught local kids their letters. This was not a fishing camp. It was a full town, self-sufficient, proud, and shaped entirely by the ocean that surrounded it.
But Diamond City sat on a barrier island, a strip of sand with no bedrock, no elevation, and no real protection from the Atlantic. Storms were a fact of life. Residents built their homes to survive wind, salt spray, and flooding. What they could not survive forever was the sea itself deciding to take the island back.
In 1896, a major hurricane tore across Shackelford Banks. Saltwater flooded gardens, wells turned brackish, livestock died. Some families read the warning and left for the mainland. Most stayed. They had survived storms before. They believed they would survive the next one too.
Is the last trunk secured, sir?
Aye, it is. We best be going now. The road won't clear itself.
They had no way of knowing what was building far out in the Atlantic. In early August 1899, a hurricane formed near Cape Verde and began a slow, brutal march across the ocean. It struck Puerto Rico first, killing thousands. Locals there called it San Ciriaco, after the feast day it landfalled on. The storm did not weaken, it grew.
By the time it reached the Bahamas, it was one of the most powerful hurricanes ever recorded in the Atlantic.
On August 17, 1899, San Ciriaco turned toward North Carolina. There were no satellites, no radar, no hurricane warnings on television. The only signs were a darkening sky, a strange stillness, and a barometer falling faster than anyone on the island had ever seen.
The storm surge came first from the sound side, pushed by fierce northeast winds. Then, as the eye passed, the wind slammed around to the southwest, and ocean water surged over the dunes from the other direction. Diamond City found itself caught between two walls of water, closing in from opposite sides. Survivors later described the sound as artillery fire, wave after wave crashing over homes that had stood for decades.
Nearly every structure on Shackleford Banks was damaged or destroyed. Chickens, pigs, and cattle drowned. Fishing boats, the lifeblood of the town's economy, were smashed against the sand or swept out to sea. Even old graves were torn open by the surging water, scattering the past across the same beach where the living had just fought to survive the present. When the storm finally passed on the morning of August 18th, the people of Diamond City stepped out into a landscape that no longer resembled a town.
If we cut through here, past the mill, we can avoid the main road.
Are you sure this map is accurate?
No one ordered an evacuation. There was no federal buyout, no official relocation program. The people of Diamond City made a decision together. The island could no longer support them. The wells were poisoned with salt, the gardens were buried in sand. The whaling industry itself was already declining as petroleum replaced whale oil across the country. So they did something almost unheard of. They began dismantling their own homes, board by board, and loading them onto boats and barges. Entire houses were floated 3 miles across the Sound to Harker's Island. Others went to Marshallburg, to Salter Path on Bogue Banks, and to a new settlement in Morehead City that residents named the Promised Land, a name that captured exactly what this move meant to them. By 1902, the last family had left. Diamond City, once home to 500 people, was completely empty. Today, Shackleford Banks belongs to the National Park Service, part of the Cape Lookout National Seashore. There are no roads leading to it, no bridges, no ferries running on a fixed schedule to bring back the population. The only way to reach the site of Diamond City is by private boat. Walk the dunes now, and wild horses graze where the school once stood. A small cemetery near Wade's shore holds some of the only physical proof the town existed. Every 5 years, descendants of the original K bankers return for the Diamond City homecoming, a tradition that keeps this vanished town alive in memory, even though nothing remains of it on the ground. Diamond City did not disappear the way most lost towns do. No one was buried in rubble, no one vanished without explanation. Its people saw the danger, made a choice, and carried their entire community, board by board, to safety. What they left behind was not a mystery, it was a warning, written into sand that has since been reclaimed entirely by the sea. If a town this size, this organized, this American can be erased from the map in less than a decade, what does that say about the places we call permanent today? If you want to see America's next forgotten town before the ocean gets there first, let us know in the comments. And if stories like this pull you in, subscribe, because history has erased far more towns than most people realize.